A recent story on the trash trouble in Little Havana seems to have struck a nerve. Last week, we showed you how mounting litter there is more than just an eyesore. It's causing flooding and health concerns for residents.
And tonight, Miami is responding with how officials plan to address the problem. Big Trash in Little Havana Part 2 is tonight's Don't Trash Our Treasure.
Oh my God.
Residents of Little Havana say they're drowning in street litter.
A lot of garbage. Yeah, plastic, dirty.
For years, we've been showing you how this historic national treasure has become one of the trashiest neighborhoods in all of Miami.
Little Havana has just become a dumping ground for people. They realize there's very little enforcement here by the city.
Stormwater inlets and catch basins so clogged with litter and debris, the rain no longer drains, instead routinely flooding streets, creating waves of trash that pound businesses and residences.
We've reached out to the city of Miami, but lately we haven't really heard back from them.
But just 2 days after our story aired last week, public work crews were seen along Northwest 9th Avenue cleaning up the hot spots, unclogging the catch basins and stormwater inlets we featured in our report.
Mucho mejor de como estaba, ¿verdad?
Last week, resident Oscar Guzman showed us how he uses a pry bar to clean out the inlets whenever it rains to help keep the streets from flooding. He says he's called the city numerous times to report the issue in the past, but they've never addressed it until now.
Para que en realidad ellos manden a limpiar cuando uno reporta lo que en realidad está mal.
In fact, District 3 Commissioner Joe Carollo even posted it on his Instagram page, writing, "We take pride in keeping our streets clean. Thank you to the solid waste team assigned to District 3. We reached out to Commissioner Carollo for comment. He released a statement listing all the policies and initiatives he says he's championed over the years to help clean up Little Havana. It reads in part, quote, "Responding and removal of garbage in my district occurs not only daily but quickly. Rest assured, I, along with my staff and city administration, will continue to work hard to ensure we keep our streets clean and safe for the betterment of our residents and their quality of life." But residents we spoke with push back.
Personally, I haven't seen it. I continue to see the lack of services here for the cleanup.
Raisa Fernandez is a member of Healthy Little Havana, a nonprofit that in 2020 created this littering and illegal dumping policy report listing recommendations for how the city should tackle this out-of-control situation. It's titled, Porque amo mi barrio, cuido mi barrio.
We clean up this neighborhood because we love this neighborhood.
And she has, so far organizing 5 neighborhood cleanups over the years, recruiting parents, teachers, even students from nearby schools to help out, because she says the city is simply not doing enough.
Because it's not being addressed.
Yeah, not as much as we want it to be.
Community leader Marvin Tapia says that's because the city is hyper-focused on maintaining one street in particular.
Calle Ocho is the golden goose, you know, it's the golden egg that everyone wants to take care of. But what about the neighborhoods and the streets that are aside from those areas?
According to the city's public works department, right now catch basins are only cleaned out once every 3 to 5 years. Obviously not enough. But now that new funding has recently been approved, Public Works says the plan is to increase maintenance to once every 2 years. According to a recent city manager report, cleaning out the system once a year would cost the city an estimated $7 million a year. And the report says that is not sustainable. But Tapia doesn't buy it.
But our city officials are wasting our tax dollars on things that are not so important. This is important. The residents, the garbage, the littering.
Not to mention the health of Biscayne Bay, because that's where a lot of this street litter is headed.
All that water goes into the drainage system, goes into the river, and then goes into the bay.
With so much at stake, residents say the city has to make this a priority.
I would like for them to really understand that this is critical.
And this by no means is just a Little Havana problem. We see rampant littering in Little Haiti, Edgewater, Liberty City, Wynwood, The Grove. It is everywhere. But officials say litter laws are too hard to enforce because police must actually witness the littering in order to issue a citation. A public education campaign is desperately needed. Police also want neighbors to report illegal dumping when they see it by calling 311. We have Carollo's complete statement, the city manager's stormwater report, as well as the Healthy Little Havana policy report on our website. Scan that QR code on your screen. It'll take you directly to the Don't Trash Our Treasure section on local10.com. It is a big, big problem.
And and I love that you did the first report. It got the attention it needed. That's what this is about. But it should be something that they're monitoring and they're cleaning up
What
and
is the
doing
follow-up
constantly.
going to be after this is
Exactly.
what I want to know.
Exactly.
We'll
I
be
agree.
watching.
He's watching, guys.